This morning at this Ford Edge 2015, changing sway bar links and bushings in the rear. So there's your rear sway link, and the bushing is right there. So I already did the driver's side, and I'm moving on to the passenger side. So we got our new link here. You can see these bushings. This is the new one, this is the old one. The hole in the center is different, and the width of them is different as well. So these must be for a different model, where this is the titanium. It has a bigger sway bar in the rear. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back in because there's no parts around in town for it. But with the sway bar link itself, it's the right part. To get these out, there's the little hex head in here, which the way you're supposed to do that is you can put an Allen key in the center and then spin the nut off. I find it easier to back it off. That'll put a little slack, and then you can get vice grips on this part here, and then just use your impact and spin it off. I find it's a lot easier, a lot quicker, and it'll chew it up a little bit, but it's an old part. It's going in the garbage anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So I'll go ahead and zip this side off and then put the new link in, and I'll go underneath, put our bushing back in, and that'll be it. You can see I just broke it free, and that puts a little bit of slack on the link. Sometimes it'll seize coming off, so you have to back it off, tighten it a little bit, and keep working it back and forth. But it's much easier than trying to do it with a wrench and having an Allen key in that little hole. Just like that. I'll do the same on the bottom. My GoPro died on me, so it's kind of hard to record with the phone, so I'll just zip that one out, and then I'll show you the underneath, putting the other bushing back in. Alright, so we're underneath at the rear sway bar. Here's the bushing here. You can see there's a split in it where it opens up, so you can just open the gap a little bit and push it around the bar. I left the bottom sway link loose, so there's a bit of play in the bar. And then on top of the bushing, this cap will slide up in place. And then there's just a 13mm bolt in each side. So, alright, so that bushing's back in there, so I'll just tighten this lower sway link and we'll be done. But as you can see, the bottom side of this car is quite rusty. And the way these are held on is up here. There's nuts, and they're basically just tack welded in there to hold this bolt. So when you're taking a bolt out like this on an older, rustier vehicle, it's important, don't use your impact right off the bat. Try and break it free. And with this one, I took it all the way out with a ratchet, because you'll back it out and it'll start to bind itself up when the rust starts getting into the threads. And if you keep torquing on it, it'll break this nut free. And then it just turns it into a pain in the ass trying to spin that off and then get a new nut in there and get it welded in place, or even just trying to get a wrench in there and tighten it that way. More so in the back, there's not a lot of room to get straight into it. So just take your ratchet, spin it off. When it starts to bind up, tighten it about half a turn and then loosen it. You'll probably get 3/4 of a turn. It's slow progress, but taking your time doing it that way is a lot easier than need to mess around with this nut up in here. Well, this one's done just in time for it to start pouring rain. Completely soaked through, so good time to grab some lunch before I go to the next one.